M0FXB, welcome to my channel, Talkpod A36 Plus. Let's look at expanding the TX, looking at firmware and programming software. So I will put a link in the description for this site here called Talkpod Online and the different downloads. There's one up here with the programming software that I'm using, A36 Plus setup, and its version 1.01 is the one I'm actually using. The firmware that I find is the best is this one here at the bottom. It's the A36 Plus, and it has international INT stroke GMRS firmware. So that should work all over the world. Try it out. I downloaded it and it looks like this, the programming software. The firmware, when you click, we click this one here, you just get a file. If we double click that file there, you can see it's a TP-A36 Plus. So it's basically, that's the file you get, okay? So let's close that down. We'll open up the firmware program, which is, let's find it, this one here, USB, I'll find, there it is there, bootloader, guide, firmware update software. Click that, click the bootloader, double click bootloader, and then you get this, okay? Now remember, we've downloaded the firmware. When your radio is connected, you can go right click here, device manager, double click ports, and look, COM11 just there, COM11. So I know this is in Japanese, but don't worry, we just click here. We can select the firmware I just showed you. On the right here, we can click 11. And all you do to load it, just click the bottom one here and it will just load it. And I'm now going to just do it anyway. And you'll find when that's finished, that's how quick it does it. Close down, and we're going to go menu, go backwards, go to the down arrow, and look, there's the firmware there. Now, we've got a UK channel here, I'll transmit. If it doesn't transmit, you can see that mine won't transmit. All you do to expand the transmit for your country and stay legal, of course, turn it off, push the PTT and number 8. It's quite fiddly for me. So PTT, the big PTT, and the number 8, and then turn on, and it will say expand. Let's do that again, my hand slipped there. When it works, it will say expand. Let's keep going. Right, maybe I'll just unplug the cable and try again. So turn it off, PTT, 8, turn on, hold your fingers down. There you are, expand. Okay, and then it will reboot, and now it will allow me to TX in my country. Okay, and it's definitely working now. So that's that. So the programming software, once you run it, looks like, let's find that programming software which you just used. Looks like that, and we'll put the cable back into the device. You do need that in. Did you notice that I didn't have to put it into firmware mode, which is quite nice. So to connect to your, I've already read as you can see, but just go to settings, port, choose number 11 again, click OK, and then click read, and it will just read the radio, and it's very fast. And remember, this radio works well on airband and marine band. So let's have a look. We've got a few memories here that I've put in, but we haven't got any names, so let's just add one new one, and then I will rename something, and then we can look at it. So remember, you have to select if you want this radio to show you the frequency or the channel name. So we'll just quickly create a new one here. So we'll go 145.750. We don't need the receive QT, as they say. There's the transmit frequency there, so we need to just change that to 150. TX, we do need a transmit tone, so we're going to go 94.8. We can select the power as well, wide or narrow band, and the crucial one is the name, so we're going to call this one GB3 BC. And then some of the ones I've done at the top here, we'll change that to HubNet. Of course, these are all GMRS ones because it is actually also a GMRS radio. So HubNet at the top, think that's all we've put in so far. Leave that for now. Oh, this one here, I recognise that one, so that's GB3WR, GB3WR. Okay, now quickly look at the settings before we send that to the radio. So we'll go File. Of course, you can save everything you're doing. Let's save. It just saves a file. Save that just for future use. There you go. Channel information, optional features. What's that? There you go. Look at all these features that you can change. Timeout, squelch. It's all the settings that are in the radio are all here. FM radio. Yes, it does dual receive A and B, but only you hear one at a time. FM radio. It does talk to you. Change of power. So lots of nice settings there to tinker with. See what else we got. Read and write radio tools. Import an image. It tells you the size there, 128 by 128. I don't think I've got any images that size. So you never know. Let's have a look. Pictures. Don't think I have. So if you had an image, you could just use Photo P to import export. That's a free program, works off your browser. DTMF, preset DTMFs, and it does work on DTMF. Contacts, not sure what you do with that because it's analog radio. Tools, I think that's everything. File, edit, open a new file, just click open. Settings, tools, yeah, I can't see any more there. Channel information. Yeah, so that's about it. So have a little play, and then we're going to write that to the radio. Oh, I just realised you've got to, if you want to see the channel names, see how fast it writes? There's a very fast processor in this. If you want to see the channel names, you've got to go back into optional features. Come on. We had it just now. And tell it to show channel names. Now it's minimized it down here, so look out for that if you get lost. It minimizes it at the bottom. So look for where it just tells you to, here it is there. Channel A display, it says channel and frequency. So on the A I'm going to say channel and name. I'll leave the bottom one as frequency. TX power, just looking for anything else. Screen timeout is quite a nice one, isn't it? Have that as long as possible. So click OK. Send that. I'll save that as well. Save, and it should save. It should actually save it in the same place. Then write to radio. So on the A band now we should show the channel name. Firmware is so easy on this device. There it is. There it says HubNet now. So thanks for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe. All the links you need will be in the description. 7.3. All the best.